about what's going on in the market. It's New Dawn Realty's What's Up Wednesday. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. Janessa Tervis here with your New Dawn Realty team. Denise and Donna are out keeping busy as all. I mean, this is our season right now. So you just have the 5 of us today. But we wanted to jump on for your What's Up Wednesday. Today, we're going to talk about a couple different things. So one thing we wanted to talk about was, I know that there's always a lot of questions on commission splits and what that looks like when you're buying and selling homes. Who's paying what, who owes what does it even go towards? And I think this kind of ties along with a lot of what we've been talking about recently. Last week, I think we talked about complacency and we talked about that seller's net sheet that you get, that we provide you as soon as we sit down and start talking about the sale of your house, so that you know everything that's going into it. And that kind of includes that commission split and how that breaks down. But typically, I mean, and we just want you guys to be in the know at all times about what's happening throughout your transaction and where your money's going, because that's important for you guys to know. So basically, you're, as a seller, and it always comes full circle, right? So as a seller, you are paying the commission, and you guys know that for the most part. You know, when you sell your house, there's 5, 6, whatever, 7% that comes out of the sale of your home for commission. And that goes towards paying your agent, so us, if you're selling your home, and then but also to the buyer's agent. But when you buy a house, you don't have to pay that commission, which is so important for, especially for first-time home buyers. You know, it's hard to come up with those down payments and whatnot. So, you know, having to be able to also come up with 2, 3, whatever percent of the purchase to pay the buyer's agent can be kind of tough. But then in the end, when you go to sell, then that kind of comes onto you. So it kind of, I mean, it does even out. It comes full circle. But I know that there can always be a lot of questions on that. And so we just want to make sure that you guys are fully informed throughout your whole transaction and what that looks like.
I think it goes to what you were saying, Janessa, on the buyer side, and how confusing it can be for a lot of people that are out there that don't realize that, oh my gosh, I'm not paying for this, because I don't think they know. But then they need to know that, because it's so important that they get one to represent those buyers out there. But yeah, it definitely needs to be known that they're not paying for it. But to have that representation is probably the most powerful tool that you guys provide for them.
Definitely. And I mean, when you're listing a home and we give you your net sheet and you're seeing all of these numbers, it may seem like a large amount of money that's coming out of the sale of your home, but the amount of work that we're putting into listing your home, marketing your home, getting people in and out of your house, and eventually getting you under contract, it's going to pay for itself in the long run.
For top dollar.
Exactly. Yeah, top dollar. And of course, everything is negotiable, and you can always discuss on what you need. But when you go with somebody like us, as opposed to a discount broker who may only be taking a small percentage of your sale price, we are putting the work into listing your home and making sure that we're doing everything in our power to get you the best sale price for your home. And with those discount brokerages, in most cases, some cases, they might not be putting as much work or love or effort into that house. I have a friend who purchased a home via a discount broker on the listing side, and it might be convenient for the seller, and every situation is different. And of course, do what is going to be best for you. But on the buy side, they've ended up having to put so much money post-closing into this home, because unfortunately that discount brokerage just didn't take the proper care. in getting that house ready for people to live in. So, and that also goes to show that a home buyer's warranty is very, very important.
Yes.
That could save them in a lot. But just keep in mind when you're looking for a brokerage to list your house with, take into your mind every single thing that those people are going to be doing, and we at New Dawn Realty are going to be doing every single thing at our disposal to get you the best opportunity for your home.
From an outsider's perspective, I want to segue off what she's saying too. The other thing you got to be cautious of with the discount brokers is everything's a la carte.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time they say, "Oh, you want flyers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, you want that in the MLS?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, you want us to have somebody go there for do an open house?" If there are things that a traditional realtor, such as as your team is going to do, these discount brokers, by the time you add it up, it's the exact same commission split.
Yeah.
And the other thing from the lending side, a lot of the discount brokers they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing once the house is under contract. And more often than not, especially since I'm dealing with the buyers, I hear my buyer's agent complain over and over and over again because they can't get things done. And I'll hear it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm doing the job of the list. I'm doing my job and I'm doing the job of the listing agent. And more often than not, those are the discount brokers, which means they're putting their seller at risk because they're not pulling their weight of what they're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. That's why it's so important to, do your research, interview your agents, and know that you are getting the best that you can to protect you and the sale of your property. And again, to get top dollar. So really you pay for what you get, right? So we offer a high quality service. And that's where that comes from. So what we talked about when we were talking about discount brokerages, like if you see those signs on the side of the road that say, "We'll sell your house for 1%, those are what we're talking about. So I know it sounds like a sweet deal, but do your research, ask us questions. Like Kayla said, do what's best for you in your situation, but just know that those are some of the issues that you could be getting yourself into by getting that discount.
And the one technically means 3.8 because 2.8% goes to
Exactly.
the buyer's agent. So you're already at just you're basically at 4%. And you were talking that a lot of this is at 5 and 6 right now anyway. So we're not talking, there's really not that much difference. It's the trickery in the advertising on the side of the road, 1%. It's technically 4.
Because like we touched on, you're still responsible for paying the buyer's agent. So that's where that other 2.8% comes in, at least in the Denver metro area. It's different for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, plus sometimes the sellers may think, oh, this is a lot of money to pay the seller's agent and the buyer's agent. But what really is happening, your home is getting exposure in MLS, because if the buyer's agent is not being paid, your home is not probably going to get that much exposure in MLS because the agents are probably not going to be showing it. So to the buyers, so it's a big thing for the seller actually to advertise your home in a way because it goes in the MLS.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and then the other thing we wanted to talk about today, I'm going to turn it over to Brian. Kind of a different subject, but still going back to what we've been touching on inventory, low inventory, stuff like that. He's going to touch on home starts today.
Supply and the demand, still super tight. The good news is they were saying that everything's still kind of up. So the starts are up and more so for single family year over year. They're up 24%, but it's still not meeting the demand that's out there. I mean, purchase applications were down a little bit from last week, but up 18% year over year. So there's still plenty of people that are applying to want to get into the market and still not meeting the demand. The other thing too, with the tight demand, that means these prices are going to remain stable, if not continue to rise with that. So, but then we were talking about permits, and the requests for permits are up, which is a really, really good sign. But this was an interesting thing within these numbers, and that was that homes that weren't even started yet. sold,
Mhm.
but not started yet, up 69%.
Oh,
Wow.
So you got a lot of people that were already, they're locking in, especially with new home builds and getting their prices locked in.
mhm.
And it's not even started yet. So it could be months down the road. But once again, that's still, even if it's a new build, I would say this to all buyers out there, make sure you have representation
Yes.
from the Newton Realty team to negotiate a lot of those prices, even if it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the road.
Mhm. Yep,
Absolutely.
all those add-on prices really
Yep.
add up.
They do.
The builder's going to pay for it, not you, the buyer.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. We will fight for you in that sense. So, all right. Well, I think, Kayla, did you have some inspiration for us today?
I do. This is, of course, from the lovely Kay Watson in our office. She always brings us inspiration each week. And it is, they may not forget what you said, but they won't forget how you made them feel. So we might talk a lot and give you a lot of information. You might not remember all of it, but that's okay because we know that we're helping you all feel confident in your choices. And we are going to give you guys the best possible experience. So that's what we're here to do.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to comment, share, like all of our pages, including the new Dawn Realty page if you haven't liked that page yet on Facebook and Instagram. And we will see you all next week for What's Up Wednesday. Bye, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.